Good morning everyone and Happy New Year. Hoping a few of you are going to join me soon to do some soap making. A really super simple activity, great for all ages and actually fairly low resources if you follow some of the tips that I'm about to show you. So we'll start in about 30 seconds. I'll just wait and see if anyone else arrives. Hi Kay, nice to see you. And yeah, then we'll get cooking. I'm all ready, and like I said, I've got some fancy stuff, but I've also got some super ordinary things that you can just use at home, and you may even already have in your cupboards. I'm not doing the kind of the traditional soap making where you start right from the start with the lye. That's pretty tricky to do. But this is a very great alternative that's very easy to get hold of things. So yeah, looks like a few of you have arrived, so I'll get started. So I'm Gemma. I run a little business. I always do this, I point by there, but it's like 2 streets away from my house. It's called Lark Design Make, and I'm here in Cardiff. I hope you're all keeping well. We've obviously been in lockdown for a little bit longer than most people who are watching from England, so I hope you're adjusting okay and finding a way to get through it, and you're having a good new year. Hiya Rose, thanks for saying hi. All right, so this is what we're making. These are actually quite old, so they've lost their colour a tiny bit, but basically they're just soaps, and you can do 2 or 3 layer ones, and adding decoration and detail at the end to make them superb gifts. Obviously we have just passed Christmas, but also soaps are obviously a good gift all year round. Now the product that we're going to be using, I'm not promoting, but I do think this product is pretty good and it's pretty easy to get hold of. Hi Janet, hi Andrea, and hi Chris, you've joined before. I won't talk about that shop again today. All right, so it's a company called Stevenson, which I believe up north, and it's called Melt and Pour. You can't actually buy it directly from their website. They sell it to suppliers who then sell it on. I sell a bit on my website, but also you can get it really easily from like Hobbycraft is probably your best bet. And they do like about 5 or 6 different varieties: shea butter, and opaque, and oh, I can't even think now, but yeah, like lots of different things. So you can have a little look at the details of this, like the specifications, especially if you've got any like skin allergies or anything like that. Hi Debs. So yeah, so I just find this a really easy product to use. Now it comes in a box like this. This box contains 1 kilo of soap, and that would make 10 soaps, like your kind of typical soap size. So pretty good. They range from about £6 to £8.50 for a box. So again, not bad value, and especially it's a great way to spend a day is probably the most important thing. Now when you take it out of the box, you then need to cut it up into blocks. Okay, so I don't know if you can see they're about 2 centimetres, about 1 inch by 1 inch, or sometimes I cut them a bit smaller. I just get a big knife and I just slice it like you would cheese, and just break it all down into little bits. And then you're going to need some moulds. Now again, I wouldn't go all out and go shopping and buy lots of new moulds to do your soap making. You can use like ice cube trays. You often get nice ones of those. I always seem to find today's promotion shop, I'm always doing this, is Home Bargains. Home Bargains, I've managed to find unicorns and pumpkins and all sorts of shapes in their kind of baking aisle. They always seem to have some cool silicone moulds, but maybe you've got some in your house from you know, cupcakes and things like that. You could also make a bigger size, something like a loaf, and then you could slice it up afterwards as well and make it look like one of those kind of like really fancy soap bars that you see in the shops. And then I'll go through ingredients, I think, as we make. So I think we're ready to start making. I think I've told you everything. Yeah. Oh, so cooking. I've got like a electric pan. It's like freestanding one. You can obviously just use your kitchen. And I do have this fancy pan, but it's more because I do workshops and for safety. You really don't need to invest in a fancy pan like this, because if you're just going to make a few batches, it could end up wasteful. So what you could do is just do good old-fashioned bain-marie style. I should use something to hold this, shouldn't I? So it's just obviously a boiling hot water. I've only got one. I've got pretty strong hands, and I've got my bowl keeping warm over that. Obviously, if you're going to do this with kids, you'd want to keep an eye on them, but that's a perfectly reasonable alternative to one of these fancy pouring pans that I've got. I'm going to make 2 soaps at once here, so I'm going to take, if you've got kitchen scales, you can just measure. Like I said, a typical soap is about 100 grams. So again, you'll get to know your moulds and you'll figure out how much is needed in each. And I kind of know now by sight. I've done quite